A complete news of the North Carolina Piedmont. Eyewitness News 8. Sports and recreation with Dan Big Reynolds. AccuWeather Watch with Frank Deal. And now the news with Mary Starrett and Fred Blackman.
Good evening. Residents of the Rockingham County town of Reeds.
And now, TV8 Eyewitness News with the team you know and trust.
Good evening. Word from Richmond late today that the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has overturned.
From the Triad and across North Carolina, this is TV8 Eyewitness News.
Good afternoon. I'm Cynthia Smoot. At this hour, Judge Douglas Albright is charging the jury.
This is WGHP-TV's Eyewitness News.
Elaine G. Galbraith.
This is WGHP TV8, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem. Now, with Fred Blackman, Cynthia Smoot, Frank Deal and the Piedmont's most accurate forecast, and Mike Hogwood with sports. This is WGHP TV's Eyewitness News Night Scene.
Good evening. Cynthia Smoot's on vacation. We lost two very special people from North Carolina.
This is WGH Piedmont 8. And now, the Piedmont's favorite news team. Fred Blackman, Cynthia Smoot, Frank Deal with the area's most accurate forecast, and Rich Brenner on Big Board Sports. This is WGH Piedmont Evening News. This is WGH Piedmont 8. And now, with what's happening tonight, Cynthia Smoot, Neil McNeil, Frank Deal with the area's most accurate forecast, and Rich Brenner with Big Board Sports. This is WGH Piedmont Tonight.
You're watching the Piedmont News Channel.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Happening tonight, reaction to the latest Piedmont death sentence.
What do these teenagers have in common with one of the Piedmont's highway nightmares?
And look closely, you're about to see one of the wonders of nature.
I'm trying to protect her right now, so we'll probably put a sign out as please don't touch the spider.
Now, the Piedmont's Emmy Award-winning 11 at 11. An 11-minute look at tonight's top stories and your first forecast. This is the Piedmont Tonight.
Happening tonight, a Piedmont man is on his way to death row for a brutal...
You're watching the Piedmont News Channel.
Under these flames, an historic Piedmont landmark that is no more. Was it arson? Another famous face has come forward to talk about his battle with AIDS.
The Heels win this one in dramatic fashion, but is it too little, too late for a bowl bid?
This is the Piedmont Tonight. A family squabble turns deadly in the Piedmont. Good evening, I'm Carol Andrews. Happening tonight, it started out as a quarrel between...
North Carolina's latest move to keep cigarettes out of the hands of minors. Even the tobacco industry is joining the bandwagon. Question is, who will enforce the new law?
From a law enforcement standpoint, though, frankly, it's going to have a very low priority.
It's Wednesday, October 2nd, and the news starts now.
An unusual campaign by the tobacco industry is first at 5. Good afternoon, I'm Kim Jenkins.
And I'm Neil McNeil. Good afternoon to you. Cigarette makers are actual...
You're watching the Piedmont News Channel at 5:30 with Fred Blackman and Carol Andrews.
Good afternoon. On the toll from Wednesday's plane crash at Pope Air Force Base.
You're watching the Emmy Award-winning Piedmont News Channel. With Cynthia Smoot, Fred Blackman, Frank Deal with weather, and Rich Brenner with sports. This is the Piedmont News Channel at 6 o'clock.
Good evening. The flotilla of U.S. ships off the coast of Haiti continues to grow.
You're watching the Piedmont News Channel.
A suspected shoplifter takes more than merchandise. He abducts an elderly woman in High Point.
I'm Lisa Blagan in Coolamy, where a town is pulling together, trying to salvage what they can after a fire destroyed part of the elementary school.
And you have what it takes to do this? Put on your suit for Baywatch audition.
Now, tonight's top stories and your weather and sports. This is the 10 o'clock news.
A suspected shoplifter abducted an elderly woman in High Point late this afternoon. Good evening, I'm Kent Bates.
And I'm Kim Gennardo.
$25,000. Imagine spending it all in one place. Well, the family of the young man who died here says they'd spend it tomorrow. It's what they'd trade for the capture of his killer.
We've all heard a cellular phone can be one of the biggest safety features you can have in your car, but a new study suggests it can also be one of the biggest hazards.
As the wheel turns, the final day of practice before we go racing here at Daytona.
Live from the Piedmont News Channel, this is the 10 o'clock news.
Freezing rain, sleet, snow. Most of us could see all three by this time tomorrow night. Good evening. I'm Cynthia Smoot.
I'm Neil McNeil. A winter storm.
Tomorrow, the first class of the School of Filmmaking at the North Carolina School of the Arts.
Live from the Piedmont News Channel, this is the Fox 8 6 o'clock news.
Greensboro officials are worried there'll soon come a time that getting water out of this reservoir will be as hard as finding a hotel room when the...
Whether it's a headache, a cold, or the flu, most people feel safe taking over-the-counter medication. But an undercover investigation by Fox 8 on your side found something shocking on store shelves.
It's supposed to be the scariest night of the year, but Halloween has become big fun for a lot of folks and a big profit for others.
I'm Rashada Tramble at the Terror Show in High Point. Coming up on What's Happening, we're going to take you inside, and I've got one thing to say.
And we've uncovered more lost money. Find out if there's any out there for you.
Live from the Piedmont News Channel, this is the Fox 8 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everybody. We have break.
Thinking about quitting smoking, drinking, or bad eating? The clock is ticking. Behind these walls, plenty of images that may provide you with powerful motivation. But first on Fox.
This morning he said if he could not have his kids, he was going to kill everybody.
So authorities say he hatched a plan with two buddies.
I'm innocent. Nellis innocent.
Now all three are facing kidnapping charges tonight.
Live from the Piedmont News Channel, this is the Fox 8 10 o'clock news.
Freedom provides a mother and her daughter with a happy ending to a harrowing day.
This is the Fox 8 Morning News at 6. You're watching the news leader, Fox 8. This is the Fox 8 Morning News.
You know, hurricane season isn't too far away, so...
Live from the Piedmont News Channel, this is the Fox 8 6 o'clock news.
And it's only the 6th of July. The sights and sounds of what was Tropical Storm Cindy came ashore on the Gulf Coast this morning.
It is a story that is still unfolding in Greensboro. A Highway Patrol helicopter is helping Greensboro police search for a man who shot one of their own.
Well, a huge step for the proposed Greensboro Performing Arts Center in downtown. A fundraising committee says it's shattered its $20 million goal and
Good evening and thank you for being with us. What an amazing night for rides and bright lights. The Dixie Classic Fair.
she was covered in gasoline and then set on fire. Police say this happened during some sort of domestic violence situation and it nearly cost her her life. Thomas Eric Duncan. That name is causing a lot of concern and raising all sorts of questions across the country tonight. Good evening and thanks so much for being with us.
An overcast day in the Piedmont. You can see the clouds covering Greensboro. Temperatures will rise tomorrow as rain moves into the area. Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Danny Harnden.
And I'm Jasmine Spencer.
You're watching the Fox 8 10 o'clock news with Neil McNeil, Katie Nordine, and Max Weather Chief Meteorologist Van Denton.
Too many dogs and cats. Not enough people willing to adopt or own them.
Good morning to you. I'm Cindy Farmer.
And I'm Tracy Clemens. Hope your day is off to a great start so far.
Right now at noon, a suspect is in custody after a long and drawn-out gun battle with police. Witnesses said it looked like bullets raining down on officers.
I think it's just the grace of the good Lord that a vehicle didn't get struck by the plane.
Scary moments on a road many of you drive every single day. Good evening. Welcome to the Fox 8 6 o'clock news. I'm Neil McNeil.
And I'm Allison Smith.
Some parts of our coverage area seeing pop-up showers, but it's a clear night for the most part as we look live over downtown Greensboro ahead of a very hot weekend. Good evening and welcome to the Fox 8 10 o'clock news.
Pop-up showers across certain parts of the Piedmont tonight. Some of you may have seen the rain. It poured in Forsyth County earlier this evening, but for the most part, it's been a pretty clear night. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the Fox 8 News at 11. I'm Michael Hennessy. So what about the weekend?
Gunpowder. I heard the shooting more than 100 rounds before all the police was present.